Oh, yes, here we are back again. Dave the AM, the Cornbread Man. I still don't have much of a voice, but we are back. So I apologize for that. This is the best I have been in days, though. I do not like to miss broadcasts. If at all possible, if I'd had a voice, no matter how I felt, I would have done the shows. The show must go on, as they say. I have had no voice, so it has been a challenge. Every time that I thought I was better, I would have a kind of a relapse, but we're getting better. I can feel it today. I feel the energy back a little bit. Doesn't sound like it, but late yesterday, I began to feel a little better. From a cold Cornbread Nation studios here on the banks of the Southern Fried River, Cornbread Nation River, whatever we call it, frozen today. So cold, so very cold this morning as we think about how cold it gets here in, let me switch my mic over just 1 second. That'll be better. Give it just a moment to change. Still getting everything set back up in the studio, but it has been a cold and blustery. Thank you, Brother Jerry. Yes, better. It's been a rough few days, but those things happen. I felt it last Monday coming on. I battled it until Wednesday and got through Wednesday morning and then just was down. I had a day off already on Thursday from work, called in Friday. Just took the weekend to get better. I am better, just don't sound like it, but it's coming. I can feel it. We're getting on top of it again. Once the congestion is kind of gone, I think we'll be okay. So anyway, saw you on there from home preaching. Jerry, I know a lot of churches had to cancel, a lot of businesses, a lot of things going on. Some areas got it really bad. I know Biscuit Boy was in Nashville into Saturday. They did their big gala and got out because of what was coming. So it has been really bad in the Nashville area, Middle Tennessee, and many other places. I remember two major ice storms in my life. and it had that feeling. We dodged a big bullet here in my area. There are some areas on the mountains that got it pretty good. Pardon me. But it is definitely been bad around the country. There is a lot of people who do not have power. There's a lot of people, there are limbs down everywhere. It um, looks like Chernobyl or something. I mean, just people stuck, people's having to flee their homes. Um, I saw somebody asking if it was a curse from God. No, no, we just live in a land where it is a cursed. It is. We live in a cursed world, but these are weather patterns. Things happen. We can pray, and we some areas are going to get hit, some areas are not. One day we won't have to worry about those things, surely, as the Lord promised us. But it's bad, and it's going to be bad. Now we got the really cold temperatures have settled in. The next few days are very, very cold. We just got to weather that. And then I think there's another weather event, maybe, potential snow in some areas coming in. But it is wintertime. Things happen. Snow is one thing, ice is another. The trees are breaking, the power lines are snapping, transformers are blowing up. They have 18,000 linemen in North and South Carolina alone that have came over to be ready for this. That's not counting other areas. It is disruptive, for sure. Today, all the schools are closed. Most county, city offices are closed in our area due to water that was still there on the roads, black ice. They'll make a go of it tomorrow. A lot of people have called out of work. I do security on Saturday at one of the big box stores. We actually closed a little early. Doesn't matter for me. I have to stay till a certain time, but we closed the store a little earlier to get people out that had 45 call-ins from employees. Last year at this time, they said they had over a 24-hour or 48, I can't remember, over 200 call-ins. Bad weather. So you just can't run a business like that. They were able to, with the skeleton crew, get through, but a lot of people call in. They just don't want to. As one preacher friend of mine said, I saw him post online. He said, "How are the roads?" He said, I don't want to die, and I don't want to kill any. I don't want to destroy my car. I don't want to hit anybody else or kill them. Basically, I don't want to die. And I don't want to kill somebody else. So I get it. Up north, they laugh at that, but we just don't. Our roads are it's so mountainous here in a lot of areas of the area that I live that even if most roads are good, the mountainous regions are bad. So that's the story. We had the conference championships yesterday. I watched both of them. Not much you can do when you feel bad. I did work on streams through my phone and watched the games. Shout out. It was a great game. Both games were great. But the Patriots and the Seahawks are in the Super Bowl. So most believe the Seahawks will win. That team is pretty amazing. The Rams gave it all they had. So the Broncos, with a backup quarterback, they did well. Their defense is amazing. But that's your Super Bowl. That'll be coming up. So we're closing out on those sports. We're getting into that dead time. Unless you're a hockey fan. I did actually watch a hockey game the other day, the Lightning. I was watching them and the Blackhawks. So you have hockey and basketball. Baseball's just around the corner. Our scripture today. We always need to do our scripture of the day. Let's see if we can't just put this on the screen. You can see it. This is our scripture of the day. And I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever. John 14:16 from the King James Bible. So there is your verse of the day. Get you started with a word from the Lord. Our country is in vast need of prayer. We're fighting internally. It's a couple of areas of the country are war zones. But let's face it, there's a lot of people, fighting over or arguing over who's right, who's wrong. But make no mistake, it's a militarized opposition of a different kind. They're using cars and all kinds of things to attack, and now weapons. Weapons are starting to be seen, and they're trying to control the narrative and make it seem like, and now they're really going to go after the guns. Look what the guns did in the hands of a government. Now they're trying to use, our things against us, as gun owners. But this guy was a legal gun owner. Oh, not like they care about guns. He was a legal gun owner. He had a carry permit. Well, it doesn't matter if you have a carry permit or not. You can't go in and be attacking federal agents in the course of their duty. That does not give you the right to do that. I mean, so now we're turning armed. We're going to use gun laws that they hate. They hate guns to now defend actions. I hate that this gentleman died. His own parents knew he was in trouble. They told him not to do it. Don't get yourself in trouble. I'd have went and yanked him out of the line. I'm a dad. I'd have yanked him out of the line. What are you doing? No way are you going to let you do that. I tell mine, I don't care how old you get. You're not going to act like a dummy. You're not going to represent our family and Jesus like you're not going to be that. I don't care if you're adult or not. I'll just jerk you out of line. I'll do it. Don't care if they get mad. Family, police families. Make sure they're right. And we're going to see more. It's going to happen again. They want the chaos. So we'll see. The country is in need of prayer, though. Absolutely. The president says he has a deal for Greenland. We don't need to do any more. I don't know that we ever did. I don't think anybody's going to say anything. And if they do, what are they going to do about it if you go in and build more bases and build up your military presence there? It is said that someone told him early on, we need Greenland, and so he felt like he should own it. I think it's just got to a point now he's threatening tariffs of 100%. I was thinking of our friends racing in Canada coming into New York and the threat of 100% tariff. How devastating that would be for them. Let's hope that this all gets straightened out. The president of Davos, if you watch the speech, it was humorous, many parts, especially about Macron and his sunglasses. President Trump is a superstar for media everywhere he goes. Everybody wants to listen to what he has to say, whether they like him or not. They're gonna continue to. Good morning to you on Instagram. They're going to continue to watch him and everything that he says or does. So yeah, our national day today. I can get into some of these, not all of them. No, I'm not against them, but well, maybe one. Green Juice Day. I don't know that I'm into green juice. I don't know that maybe Kool-Aid. Does that count? I don't think so. But it is Green Juice Day. They say it was founded in 2016 by Evolution Fresh, a company of Starbucks. I promise you I haven't had it. National Green Juice Day. Not into that. It's National Bubble Wrap Day. Are you one of those people that just has to pop the bubble wrap? There are people that's kind of like should I say a fetish? I mean, you just got to do it. You've got to pop the bubble wrap. You one of those people, as soon as you open the package, they're wanting it. That's right, broski. Canada and Europe don't have military. They can't do anything to stop it. That's what I mean. I don't know that there was ever anything that anybody was going to do. I don't think that, there's just not a major military rolling through there. We just build up and do what we got to do. It's a vast piece of ice. That's the president said. It's a bunch of ice. Just do what you got to do. It's not like there's tourists rolling through with cameras going, hey, get off my beach. It's not like that. So I don't think it was anything that we need to worry about, honestly. But National Bubble Wrap Day, National Peanut Brittle Day. I could get down with this one. I like peanut brittle. I'm okay with that. It's funny, I'm not really a peanut butter fan. I'm just not. I was watching a guy yesterday. I went through the cookout drive-through. My granddaughter wanted to go through cookout drive-through. There's 5 provinces actually trying to secede from Canada. Yeah, I've heard about that, a little bit about it. Alberta would be a welcome addition to the U.S. I believe so. I asked our race car drivers about never if they thought about them closing the border or anything or secession or anything. I said, no, I never thought about it. Things are you just never know what's going to happen nowadays. But I was watching the guy in the cookout. He was preparing shakes, I guess, getting them ready for when somebody ordered. So I was watching him take the little ice cream scoop into the peanut butter and drop them into cups. They were putting lids on them, staging. And I thought, I ordered a peanut butter by accident. I meant to get a Reese's. I ordered a peanut butter shake one time. Oh, I hated it. I don't know. I could eat peanut butter, but I just didn't like it as a shake. But peanut brittle day, I can get into. And the other national day is National Spouses Day. Oh, it's National Spouses Day. That celebrates the bond between two people and sets aside time for couples to show each other gratitude. You reckon we should call them up and say that should be one man and one woman? Uh-oh, we'd be in trouble. Jerry says he is a businessman. He says things to agitate people. When he sees that they are agitated, he draws back a little, causing the people to think they are winning. When they give in to what he is wanting, he moves back in and seals the deal. He has accomplished a lot of things in his first year of the presidency, and he has made a lot of people mad. But in my opinion, America's better off than it was under the previous administration. I agree, Jerry. I agree. I would say that, and then Broski talking about Alberta. Yeah, the Canada, they've got some weird leadership issues going on. But I agree. Are the things the president says, because he's kind of a bulldog, does he say sometimes things that are silly? I think he does on purpose. Sometimes maybe not. Sometimes he says things that are brutal. Maybe he shouldn't do those. But he has accomplished a lot. I mean, what did Biden ever really accomplish? I mean, other than detrimental things to the country. I mean, stories about corn pop and what did he ever do? I mean, what did he ever really accomplish that we would say is a positive for the country? If someone can tell me, listen, I may not like a president. I pray for our leadership always, whoever they are. Lord knows I prayed a lot for this Biden administration because it was so messed up. So I was so concerned, as many people were, about the country and the direction we were headed. I just thought, surely every, squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. You just thought by pure sheer, maybe there was one person around him that every once in a while slid something positive into his midst and he went, okay, sure. But he didn't even have the auto pen. He just figured something would happen. Somebody would get, like one good thing, recognize school crossings, anything. I just never could find anything this guy was doing. And matter of fact, he was never in the office. He was at the beach. He was at Camp David. They kept him heading out. That guy couldn't even do a bad speech, without messing it up. He just never accomplished anything. His whole career in politics has been filled. Even the left mocked him. They mocked him. The only reason they supported him was because they wanted him to beat Trump. And we know the story of 2020, but even Obama, the guy who was the president, mocked him. We know the things he said about him. Of course he does. How do you think he became a multi-billionaire? His mouth and attitude has made him filthy rich, along with his determination to see a job through. No doubt. Yes, he went through bankruptcy, but he paid them off and became richer than he was before. He definitely can turn a dime. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Carney is Joe Biden, but not a vegetable, but that made him more dangerous. Carney's goal is for Canada to commit a suicide. He is horrible. He is horrible. Biden stayed in his coffin in the basement just like Dracula. Well, I don't know if it's true or not. There was the stories of him walking around the White House at night naked. Because he would just get, just a lot of mental problems there. I don't know. We know they were protecting him. Look at how they ran the press out of the room at times. It's almost like they was just take down the whole press pool. I mean, they would scream at him, "Get out now, interview over." I mean, they saw where it was going. My friend's granddad, when he was drinking, he would say anything. My buddy said, "Let's take him to this bar." I said, we were young. I said, well, I don't even think we're old enough to be in the bar at the time. But I thought, I don't think it's a good idea, man. Oh, no, I'll keep an eye on Granddad. He'll be okay. He'll just listen to music. My gosh. It's like the guy you're embarrassed about. It's like, I'm not with this guy. He was just doing weird, odd stuff. And I was like, we got to get him out of here, man. And then, hello, Megan Neal. God bless you. Thank you for the like. But yeah, I mean, the guy just constantly was an embarrassment to his own people. I mean, we know he was a tool. I mean, he was used. I mean, but even when he was at his best, he was not great or not good. But you would just think that somebody would do one thing. I mean, a lot of people think that I mean, you look back at the presidencies, and some of them were horrible, but they signed some things into law that you go, hey, I can support that. That was a good day. It might have been something to protect, make another national park or something, or something where they stood up to our enemies, something, anything. I don't care. I mean, one good thing, because I always say you can find, something good in anybody. I just never can find anything good that a guy did. What did he do? I mean, the guy never accomplished anything. I mean, it was just horrible. And so, yeah, the president is a businessman. He's vicious. He knows the art of the deal. He knew what to do and how to get it done. He does read his enemies real well. Only thing I would caution him on, sometimes he makes threats and he doesn't really follow through with them, but he does sometimes. I would think in this thing with Russia, he's got to be careful with that. Unless you want war. I don't want war with them. Not for Ukraine. I mean, if it's forced upon us, then we go to war, and we give them everything American know-how and might has. Absolutely. But he makes a lot of threats sometimes. Sometimes he backs off of those. You gotta. That's a bluff. But once they read you and they know that's a bluff, then you're not very effective. I mean, at some point you got to punch the bully in the face, right? I mean, you can't just say, if you don't stop, I'm gonna hit you one day, and then say, well, let's talk about it. Some days you just got to punch the bully in the face. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's life. You might even get knocked down. You might even come out with a bloody nose. I don't know. But sometimes you got to do it. Life requires it. Everybody's went through that. I listen to the middle school kids, and they'll talk about this kid. Yeah, that girl's a bully, or that guy's, she's tried to get me, provoke me into a fight and do this. Grandkids will talk about people shoving them into lockers and stuff like that. I'm the guy, you shove me in a locker, I'm going to knock you down. I'm just going to do it. I'll handle the consequences later, but I'm not going to be done that way. I'm not going to worry about walking down a hall and some bully being halfway down the hall is going to knock me into the locker every day. I don't care if I get suspended or whatever. I wasn't looking for that, but you got to set the tone. You can't let people do that. I mean, you can tell a teacher whatever, but that's only effective to a point. So I mean, sometimes you just got to do it. By the way, the W is really good today. I was reading Dubby's story today. Interesting guy. Really nice guy. Dubby. Go to Dubby. Use the promo code Southern Fried to get 10% off. Neat story. Guy just started a business and was told by everybody he couldn't do it. Get out of the business. You're an idiot. He just didn't give up. Young guy. He actually started the idea at 16 years old. Amazing story. Talk about America, the greatness of America, be anything you want. This guy that proves it, Anthony, for the W. Appreciate the story. Got that in the email this morning. I was reading it early. Jerry, Biden has been crooked ever since he entered politics in 1974. There are videos on the net that actually show him laughing about the crooked deals he has done. When they are exposed and posted, they suddenly disappear. His presidency was arranged because the Democrats felt sorry for him, hoped he could beat Trump, and just recognized his long participation in some of the stupidest debates that there ever was. I mean, come on, look at the laughing hyena that was chosen to be his. No doubt. I mean, who can we get to go with Joe that won't make Joe look bad. That was a hard deal, and they don't like each other. I mean, they hate each other's guts. I mean, we saw that from the debates they had. They hate each other. Of course, the Obamas and the Bidens were not close either. I mean, let's face it, they weren't close. There's a lot of hatred there. I mean, some presidents and vice presidents get along. I've noticed that President Trump really puts J.D. Vance out front. I don't think I've seen in modern history a president allow the vice president to be out in front as he has him. Certainly, it's the second term or the third, as you say, but he can't legally run again. Um, I don't remember that. Usually, vice presidents it's a ceremonial post in a lot of ways. Yes, you've got to be ready in case something happens to the president, but you're sent off to places like, I don't know, Estonia to, to watch some parade or something. Vice presidents, they're there to be there at major events, State of the Union and all that. What does a vice president usually do? Not much. Not much. They kept Joe boxed in, right? I mean, even back, during the Reagan and Bush, Bush wasn't out front. Reagan was. Trump definitely, he commands the room, but he gives JD a lot of press time. And JD's, I've never seen a vice president be as on point with being very, how do I put this, biting in his comments as I have him while the president, because usually it's kind of like the dog and pony show. You don't say too much. It's like you have a communications person for your company or whatever it is. You don't want to say hardly anything much at all because, the president might, they're supposed to get all the glory, all the press, all the, whatever, but he gets out there. It's almost at times, it seems like JD is president. He is so out front. I mean, even when they were meeting little man Zelensky, who really took, the president had some comments about him. But then it was JD's like, hey, buddy, you're not going to come here and talk like that to us. I mean, you just never see that. It's very different dynamic. I've never seen that before, And isn't it funny that Biden and Kamala were both horrible at press conferences? I mean, horrible. The speeches, press conferences, horrible. I mean, they tried to send her overseas to hide her. And she butchered that so bad it became press all over the world. I mean, they had to be going, God, she didn't even know the protocols. She would speak when it was her turn to speak. I mean, it's like a scene out of a courtroom where it's the prosecution's time to speak and the defense attorney jumps up. It's not your time to speak. And she just looked she didn't know what she was doing. I mean, come on. They talked about what a great prosecutor she was in California. Come on. These people have, I mean, really, their degrees, all the things they've accomplished, it's like they come out of a box of Cracker Jacks. Seriously. The college degrees, it's all been paved, the whole journey. Bresky says, Dave, I think England's still our enemy, and it's not just because of Starmer. I can see the U.S. and Russia fighting on the same side versus Europe before U.S. and Europe fighting against Russia. Well, it ain't the England of the old for sure. The days of Winston Churchill. They've long took the global road. I do find it interesting. He put Tony Blair on his thing of peace or whatever there, or the council, whatever it is they've got for Gaza, which that's supposed to be moving forward. A little shocked at that. I think because he is a global guy, and I don't know why they put him on there. I thought his career was over, but they've propped him back up. Even English people didn't like Blair. I don't know. It's amazing he got elected, but England has a lot of issues. It's been overran. They've allowed themselves to be just overran. All the little cities in England and bigger are becoming. They're being all the mayors, or most of the mayors now, are Muslim. I mean, even the little town of Sheffield, steel town like Pittsburgh from America, Sheffield has a Muslim mayor now. Excuse me. And these are small English towns. I mean, the whole of Europe is being transformed right before our very eyes, and they've allowed. I mean, it has been bad. The court system has protected predators over there, sex offenders, the whole deal. I mean, no, it's sick. It really is sick. So I mean, there's definitely it's definitely icy between the two now, and President Trump has taken them to task. So there's validity there in what you say. Who knows? You know, it's just it's really hard to say. I mean, the president is, he's definitely America first, and he don't really. I don't know. He even looks at like we even need anybody. Like we're here, but we're not gonna do, protect your stupidity or something like that. She wanted to glorify her they believe ghetto. She was a liar from a very young age until today. Oh yeah, and I will go back. The left. For all of the things that go on, you would think that within the left, and I know there are some voices. I don't agree with the left, the Democrats at all, but you would think that there would be some Democrats who are more closer to the middle that would grab hold of this party. But it's too late. And I don't know that anybody. It seems like they've all went left, but there are a few Democrats who still talk some kind of sense, and they basically are running that they're centrist. I mean, that's really where a lot of politicians are. It's it's that centrist party that's trying to rise out of the extreme right and left and say, hey, we're going to work together. Um, you know, there are Republicans that's flipping over and voting with Democrats on some stuff, to hurt the president's agenda. So there is a centrist, it's happening in Georgia too. I mean, they're trying to form this uniparty. And we kind of see that, it won't work, but we're trying, sort of seeing that. But you would think there would be somebody in the party that would grab, movers and shakers, power people. I'm amazed at what I've seen transform before my eyes. I mean, there were some level-headed Democrat leaders who we disagreed. We've always disagreed on the right to life. We've always disagreed on guns or whatever it was. But there were some Democrats who were, gun owners themselves, didn't really go the extreme on that, but tried to tighten up the rules, which we're against. But they weren't calling for the elimination of them. There used to be those that would stand on traditional marriage. There used to be those that would, stand on, gender issues or whatever. You go back and look at the videos. You can even see some of the ones who are now talking crazy that were saying the same things that conservatives were saying. They were very conservative in their politics at one time. Where are all those people at? I mean, they just allowed their party to be hijacked. It's horrible. Bresky says, I never liked Marco Rubio until last year, but he's proven to be Trump's most important member. Would a Rubio-Vance ticket be better than a Vance-Rubio ticket? I think it might. I've caught heat on this. Some people don't like Rubio. I feel the same way, that he has showed me a lot. He's been really very vocal, more vocal than he's ever been, and he just says it like it is. I don't know. He seems to be a little. I kind of think he might be right. And I just think he has definitely leveled up, and some think that Vance is not quite ready for that kind of jump. And so it's a possibility that ticket would be very strong. I think it would be very, very strong. I think conservatives would feel good about that ticket either way. But I think, that I have said myself, I don't think that Vance is ready quite yet. I think there's some seasoning that's got to go on there. I think they're working very hard to get him there, but it's so volatile right now. He's trying to portray himself that way, which is kind of what I was saying. In that, he's very out front. It's definitely putting him out front much more. But I don't know that he can lead that. There's some people not Vance fans. They're not. So, but it would be a very strong ticket, no doubt. Democrats are switching to a socialist party, yes. They want to destroy the present government we have in America, yes. But there used to be those that seemingly were very solid. Where have those people gone? I can't find them anymore. It's horrible. I mean, and someone said that before. I saw that just this week, where a Republican was saying, hey, listen, this is not your grandpa's Democratic Party anymore. Truth. I get exactly what he was saying. Because Democrats in the southeastern United States and Bible Belt not as conservative as we'd want, but they were fairly conservative. They would flip over and vote for things that were very, Americana. You would see that, but they still had those leanings toward unions and stuff like that. But you would see that those people are gone. England is on the Israel level as far as influence and string pulling in the U.S. government is why I'm saying this about England. Well, there's definitely a lot of influence there. I mean, they definitely do that. England has sold out to China, but might be the main driver behind the globalist agenda. Well, and you heard when Prince Charles, when you hear this guy speak, he sounds like the mouthpiece for globalism and China, bowing at the feet of China. I mean, that guy, my gosh. I mean, he was, he's Looney Tunes. I mean, he's always been a bad guy anyway, but made him a king. I mean, look how he acts. I mean, my gosh. I mean, he's for just, taking the wealth from everybody. I mean, global taxes and, he's an environmental nut. I mean, he's crazy. So yeah, and as goes the the crown, they have a lot of say so. I mean, I remember when Blair was running. I mean, you kind of have to get the king to sign off on it. The queen or the king. You need their backing because they do pay attention a lot to the royals over there. I know. I don't get it, but I've got some British friends, and it's definitely a different way of thinking. But they love the royals. I don't get it, but they do. I do like. He told Canada. I mean, you deal with China, be 100% tariff if you sell out to them. If that's what you want. And here's the thing: no matter how POTUS, excuse me, not POTUS, but SCOTUS, no matter how much the Supreme Court threatens him on, no matter what happens there, he has other avenues to continue the tariff wars. I did a little deep dive on that. I read a great article in the Epoch Times about this, and there are at least 2, maybe 3 other options he has, and all he has to do is continue to make the authorization. So even if they block him on this one, which many think they may not even do that, but if that goes against him, he may not. He has other avenues. He can still continue to use the tariffs, which is going to drive the left crazy. Brother Jerry, Vance is a little too brash at the moment. He has not learned how to control his emotions or anger. I would agree with that. You definitely see him kind of, it's almost like the spit's flying out of the mouth kind of moments. As he matures, he become a good one to take the reins of this country and guide it forward. I believe Rubio may be the ticket to look at also. Yeah, I think we can kind of see that. Rubio just looks more polished. He doesn't waver. Vance does seem like he gets angry. Just looks like, he's ready to just walk down and start a fight. I mean, he does lose his temper. I've noticed I think for him, when the president says something brash, it's a Trumpism. When he uses words and phrases that we don't even use ourselves, we kind of get it. When Vance does it, it seems like an angry old man kind of thing. Like it don't even seem right. Like it almost seems like a guy that's not comfortable using the words, but he uses them for effect. And it just doesn't play good for him. I think he's tried to be a little bit like Trump in that way. He's definitely influenced him, but it doesn't work for Vance. In fact, if you notice in that meeting with Zelensky, President Trump just he kind of side eyes Zelensky because they're sitting side by side. He just tells him, "You're not going to do that." He don't come in here and talk. Just the way he dressed him down. JD gets on the edge of his seat. He looks like the guy that's ready to spring. It's like a school fight. Like he's slid to the edge of his desk chair. And he's like, "Ready? Let's go." I mean, you could almost see that. And the president's looking at him like, "Okay, do I let this guy just wax this guy right in front of the press?" I mean, that's the way it looked. He just almost had that like, let's go. I'm ready. Let's fight. The president just said, "Listen, little man, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that." So I do agree with that assessment that he's a loose cannon a little bit. And I like him. I do like Vance. I do. But he's He's not polished enough. But my God, Trump's not polished anything other than the art of the deal. I mean, but he just does it. But he's a different thing. You know, Trump can get away with it. I don't think Vance can. Now here's the ticket. I watched a good well, it was not a show, but it was a news bite about they were looking at the effect of the president and him on the ticket. And it's true, the midterms, the president is not there. And I was thinking about this. The president is fixing to go on the road. He's fixing to travel to try to prop up the midterms because Lord knows if the people, conservatives are bad about not turning out in midterms, bad. And they've got to do that or we're going to lose seats. So the president's fixing to hit the road for the midterms. I mean, they'll be here before you know it. Excuse me. I'm trying to get through the first show with my voice, and I'm since Wednesday, so bear with me. It's getting better. But there was what I think he should go out and say is I am on the ticket. I am on the ticket. You are voting for me because to vote for these people is to vote for the Trump agenda. And if you don't vote, I mean, I think that's the way they got to approach it. Trump has to go out and almost not like, not say I'm on the ticket, but basically like he is because you're voting for the people that's going to, for the next 2 years, are going to be able to help me continue to transform America and make us strong again. So he's got to go out. He's got to engage the populace, the voter. He's got to say, listen, I am on the ticket because if you don't support these, the seats that we need to preserve, then I can't do anything. And I think that's kind of what he's going to do. So he's going to be going out every week doing the rallies again. We're going to be seeing that. I think that's coming up in the next 3 weeks that he's going to be doing that. Hopefully he'll choose a warm environment first because right now it'd be ice bowl to try to go out. Nobody's going to quite see him. But he's got to hit the road and at least prop up those areas in those states. Like at Georgia. Sure. I mean, we've got the special election that's coming up, and that's a month and a half away, whatever. It's going to get here before you know it. By the way, this week, Friday, Miss Jenna Turnipseed, love her. She's going to be on with us again Friday, and Christian Hurd will be on the same day, 2 hours later. So at 4 p.m. this Friday, Jenna's going to, and Jenna's going to become kind of regular with us. She lives close by. She likes to do shows, and I want her to come in a little more frequently as her schedule allows. Just because, hey, she's good folk. I like her military background and stuff. And so she's kind of mentioned, hey, I'll just come in. If you need a co-host, call me. So, Miss Jen, I don't know if you watch this, but I'm definitely going to do that. And then Christian Hurd, we'd talk to him, and he's going to come on as well. He got kicked out of a debate or something. He thought he was. We'll have to ask him about it Friday. He thought he was registered, but he wasn't. A League of Women Voters, Georgia League of Women Voters or something. He got kicked out, so I saw him put up a post about it. We will talk to him this Friday. It's been a little delayed because he went to Washington, so that's 2 of the 15 that are running. So I have another one that says he's going to come in, so we'll see. I don't know, and not everybody accepts your invitation, so I applaud those that do. They will be on with us Friday. Looking forward to that. I don't know if everybody saw it. We got a singer-songwriter. She's really good. She's got an amazing story. I don't even know all of it, but I know that she worked. I'm not going to say the name yet. We're going to be announcing it soon. She's got a new album coming out, and we're going to record. We very rarely record anymore. We're going to record the interview because the interview is going to have music in it. It's her new album, and she doesn't want it released before the album release. So we're going to record that, release it, I guess, day of or whatever she allows us to, and to work with her. But she spent 4 years working with a blues legend. Her story's amazing. I've heard part of it. She's an amazing singer, songwriter, and we'll be talking about that soon. We've got that coming up. The recording is February 12th. The album comes out something like the 26th or something like that. Anyway, just a couple of weeks later. So we're going to be recording that soon. But we got some stuff like that setting up. So let's see. Let's go. Broski, JD needs to stop channeling his inner mama. He's too young and needs to acquire more wisdom. He'd be a great 3-term vice president. Maybe he'd be legit presidential candidate. I think that's a fair assessment. And I would agree with that. I just have told people, because I get asked this all the time. Do you think that J.D. Vance is the next president? I've said no. I don't think he is, but I think he can be. Some have said DeSantis might come back in the mix, but DeSantis had problems too. I think that's why Rubio makes better sense. Uh, DeSantis did not track well at all. People that went to his rallies and stuff, he didn't do good. He's got credentials. I mean, look what he's done with Florida. He has a lot of nice things about him, military and Florida governor and all, but he just falls flat. I'm not. I don't know if they can dress that up, but back I knew people that went to debates he were at, and their review of his debates was bad. I mean, not it was meet and greets where you give a little speech, and they just fell flat. They weren't well attended. That's why he pulled out. He had financial backing. It's just he didn't track well. What was the guy that ran for president? Usually guys that run for president from Texas do pretty good. What's the guy that ran for president? I can't think of his name. The guy who said he didn't know, like he got asked a question, he's like, I don't know. Politicians should never say, I don't know. You always got to spin it somehow. And he did that. I can't think of that guy. He was a Texan, and he bombed. I mean, he bombed out. He just didn't do well in debates. Some people don't. I remember when President Trump ran, 2015. All those debates. So they had two stages. So many people running, and everybody, all my friends said, why is Trump still there? I said, well, he tracks real well. Like his numbers are good, and he they don't know how to handle him. He's a loose cannon. Like he would say stuff in the debate, and he would just waylay somebody, and they kept shrinking the. You had to have this much support. And they do that. They're doing that in Georgia, by the way, the 14th. I was listening to Jenna talk about they're getting sizing down the stage. You got to be. They're going to start out with like, I don't know, 8, and then they're going to bring it to 6 and then to 4 as we get closer to this thing in these next debates. So let's pray for Jenna. She'll make that. She should, but it's a big field. But he gets down to like 4 left on the stage, and he's still there, and you're just wearing them out. He just hung around. His performance was amazing. He just knew how to do it. Vance reminds me of myself back in my teens and 20s. I'd crawl out of my truck in a heartbeat. Now I'll look at them and laugh at them because it makes them even more furious. But if they rush my truck or come after me, I do have a surprise. I mean, you do mature. It's like, it's like at some point you have that ready to fight mentality. You have to negotiate. You got to have some wisdom about it. But yeah, at some point you have to show what you got. Put all the cards on the table, no doubt. But he's definitely got that mentality. Like he's ready to throw down. Broski says, I like DeSantis, but he's not a good public speaker. True. He's not sharp off the cuff like Vance or even Rubio are. That's why I say I don't think that's going to be a ticket. Although, do I think DeSantis may run? I think he might. They'll do their polling and all that. You got to have major, backing, and we'll see where the money's flowing. But I don't think DeSantis is ever going to be president myself. He just falls flat. He's a nice guy. I think he's probably a heck of a nice guy. But he has that, I don't know, he comes across as fake in some ways. It's almost like a puppet. I mean, even his body language does not do well for him. I don't know if you see that. But it's like his wife does better than he does. Sadly, DeSantis is not good in front of the camera. And you've got to have some kind of, characteristic there. I mean, Trump just keeps going. I mean, like off the cuff. Like, you can tell when he leaves, he's got the his sermon up in front of him, and he's going down, and he just leaves it. He comes back to it if he wants to. He doesn't worry about it. Yeah, does he repeat himself sometimes? Yes, but he doesn't care. He's like, I'm going to tell you again. I don't care. He can get away with that. Some people can't, but he just naturally flows, and he throws humor into it, and people love that. It certainly wasn't Ross Perot. He knew everything about anything, or so he thought he did in his mind. Yeah, certainly. Yeah, some people just don't track real well and stuff like that. Ronald Reagan was a genius when it come to public debate and speeches and stuff like that. He had that little twinkle in his eye. He had the little humor he would throw out. He knew when to. He knew when to. I mean, the famous moment when he felt when he was sick, and he told the guy, "Oh, shut up." Perfect timing. Now, was he frustrated? Did he feel good? No, but it was perfect. He is a genius at that, and everybody laughed at him. Oh, he's an actor. What does he know? This dude was much more than an actor. Those people that threw all those things out there on the left and stuff, and dog. I even have some conservative friends that tell me they still don't like Reagan. They thought he was a Hollywood puppet. This guy had way more depth than that. That they didn't know the man. They did not know him. He was actually a prolific writer. He was very well gifted. Was he perfect? No, no man is. But he was very well prepared to speak, and it didn't come from movies. That Hollywood part didn't prepare him for that. He was just very polished. Of course, he spent time as governor of California. It gave him a lot of credit anyway, and he was just really amazing at that. Some people have it. You know, sometimes George W. didn't come off great speeches. I mean, but he's a funny guy. I've always said this. And I don't drink beer. I haven't drank beer in 30 years, over 30 years. But if you want to use that expression, somebody you like to have a beer with, I think George W. Bush is a funny guy. I think if you met him and you had I don't know, a sweet tea, we'll say sweet tea, and you just had a little sweet tea summit. Obama liked to have the beer summits, but if you had the sweet tea summit, George W. Bush would be a heck of a nice guy to laugh and cut up with. Is he great at politics? No, I don't think the Bushes were ever great at anything politically. But he was, and yeah, not even getting into all the backstory about them. I'm just saying on a straight up even level, President Bush is a funny guy. He's a sports guy. He's the kind of guy you could sit in the stands and talk baseball with and probably have a heck of a good time. But he's come across very bad in speeches and stuff. I apologize for my coughing. Watchman for you, welcome to the show. J.D. Vance, a political avatar for Peter Thiel. Thiel advocates for techno-authoritarian governance, i.e. AI, Project Stargate, dystopian nightmare coming sooner than later. Well, there's a lot of that going on. Um, my wife thinks I'm perfect to perfect. Every guy has had that moment when his wife has looked at him and said, "You're such an idiot." And you know what it means? They love us. It's like, I can't believe you just did that. It's like, you're such an idiot. Or they just shake your head. My wife's favorite saying was, "Whatever." When I would say something, I'd say, "Right?" She'd say, "Whatever." I knew what it meant. Vance and DeSantis both have the smug, pompous, spoiled frat boy look to them. True. You're nailing it this morning. I'll give you credit. Like I said, they do. They both need new haircuts as well. That's why they make Jenny grow a beard to make him look older and wiser and less messy frat boyish. Very well said. Oh, by the way, I will say it. I don't like what they did to him as a Supreme Court justice, but Kavanaugh, he didn't come across that great either. I mean, honestly, we wanted a conservative on the bench, and he's been a little bit of a disappointment at times. Did they come after him and accuse him of stuff that didn't happen? Sure. I mean, he didn't deserve what happened. But Kavanaugh has that same problem, that frat boy type thing. It's just, he got in. We'll say that. But there was a little bit of that with him, and I was like, God, I just don't know how I feel about this guy. But the alternative, I mean, my gosh, look what they're putting on. I can take that all day long instead of what they put in there for the last one. She doesn't know what she's doing. It's a joke. And of course, it would be World War III to figure out a way. But if they could ever get that lady off off the Supreme Court. I mean, she's an embarrassment. She don't know case law. She doesn't even know how to say things right. You would think that her staff would be propping her up really well. She's an embarrassment. I mean, a bad one. But they love her. Oh, they just fall all over themselves for her. But I want to have a show. I may do it this week. It may be like a nighttime show. Maybe I'll do it with Biscuit Boy. And I'll do these from time to time. And I want to do one, and we'll put up some pictures. And now that we're talking about this, I think I want to do it this week. I want to do the what if they weren't who they are, what job would they have? And we're going to put up people from both sides. And JD would definitely be one of those. So be thinking about that. I think along about Wednesday would be great for that. So like Wednesday night, Wednesday night show, you know, what would they be doing if they weren't who, if he wasn't vice president in another life, what would this guy's job be? What could you see him being, because he almost has that used car salesman look to me. I mean, honestly, JD, he does. He has that. I could see him selling used cars in Kentucky. I just swear I could. Or Ohio. He just has that look, or a finance manager or something, but like a pay by the way, or a title pawn. I swear that's what he reminds me of. Oh, they do this in the sports world a lot. It's hilarious, and I definitely want to do that because I think it's funny. You know, we did that. I don't know, been a year ago or more. We did that. We put up several from Hillary to different ones, and it was kind of funny what everybody's coming up with. So just be thinking about that. We'll do all the major players, both sides. Watchman for you coming across with the deep stuff this morning. Peter Thiels, Palantir is named after the 7 seeing stones that men used to communicate with the Dark Lord and also spy on others. Sounds like something out of Star Wars, man. No kidding. But JD is way beyond selling used cars. He's selling the beast system. Well, I get that. I mean, Watchmen, a lot of people are today. They're being pawns within stuff like that. But I'm just saying on a straight up level, not to be deep here. Just what would they be doing? Broski says JD would be working for a capital management firm wearing multicolored socks with a suit and using frat bro sayings all day long. Vance would be a used car salesman. His slogan would be "Welcome to Vance's Buy Your Pay." I mean, can you not see that? He'd have like Vance bucks or something, Come earn you some Vance bucks for a new toaster or something, Oh, I get what you're saying, Watchman. Don't think I'm not. I'm just saying. There's a lot of dark world people out there. Beast, part of the beast system. I get it. I mean, I can see him. He just has that guy that looks like the 70s with the fat tie, and the white shirt. But yeah, the multicolored socks, I can see that too. It's from Lord of the Rings. There's much too clean from Tolkien's writings, no doubt. I have those books, by the way. I read a lot of different stuff. I can definitely see that. Hello, Jerry Schmidt. Thank you for the like today. Thank you for everybody in Instagram this morning. It's good to be back. I feel like I should say, I'm Dave and I'm back. Maybe not with a clear voice, but this is the best it's been, I promise you, in days. It was horrible. Like, I really lost my voice. Like, I could only, it would be like a whisper. This is the best it's been since Wednesday morning. And I'm getting better, I can tell. So, it's been bad. Like, bad. I never get down like that. I mean, I can never remember missing maybe 3 or 4 total shows in, over a year and a half of broadcast. And it may be 3. I mean, it's not, and one of those I think was just planned, but I don't do that. I mean, I broadcast. I love it. But if you can't, you can't, I'm training the backups though, so maybe they will at one point. We're working on that. So, and I do need it. I need to get somebody to come in. We got some people that's going to be coming and doing some guest hosting stuff with me too. So But I could see him doing that, you know. But I mean, I will say this on the, and I'm going to have to go. I got to get my wife up and go to work and all that. But, and no school today, though, so I don't have to drop any kids off. I hope the roads are clear. I don't know. Yes, I do know that he's of Cuban descent. His wife was born in Miami and of Colombian descent. Um, Jerry says if you do a show on what past presidents will be doing today, I could see Obama asking Mike, "What are we going to do today?" Oh man, has there ever been a first lady? I say that loosely. Has ever stepped on their, blown their cover so bad as she did when she got caught mocking the flag? I never remember anything close to that. There's been some really bad first ladies, first person, but that caught on the hot mic. It's just a flag. Then they tried to cover it up. I mean, like, true colors just coming out. A little Cyndi Lauper reference there. True colors, but definitely showed just the disdain that they have for this country and America. I told people that, you know, tried to cover for them on that. I said, listen, don't even start. Don't even start. Michelle Obama. Mike, Big Mike. It was way back. I mean, that was early, early. And they were at that parade or whatever it was. And she said, oh, you know, like, I don't get it. Like, it's just a flag. I mean, like, you know, something to that effect. I mean, it was bad. I mean, I just tell you who they are. What got me, got it for me when she was doing an interview and said, looking at this from a black man's perspective. Oh, I got cracked up, and not in a good way. But when all these people that were going on, again, going back to the beginning, the shooting, and one they're trying to use. He was a legal gun owner, and then trying to act like, you know, this president, it's just it's chaos. He's coming after us with guns, and he's causing deaths in the streets and all that. And I was wondering, did they really remember, you know, Obama's gun plan? You know, the guns for, you know, over the border. You know, the backdoor deal for guns. Yeah, it's right. I know it's, yeah, it was all this for a blank flag to Bathhouse Berry. Yeah, yeah, she did scoff it. Here he scoffed. Whatever you will say, the vice president or the first person, whatever, said it. But yeah, I mean, mocked it. I mean, can you imagine if Melania had said something like that? The press, what they would do? Uh, Crazy, absolutely crazy that flew by the radar because they control it. But how could you be that? I mean, because, you know, to the veterans and everyone. I mean, good gosh. And now they're trying to prop up these people that are doing these bad deals, like Miss Good, you know, who was running down, you know, hitting ICE officers with her car. She was a sweet mother, you know. It was just an accident. And now this guy, he was a legal gun owner. I mean, no, it's wrong. A legal gun owner who was fighting with ICE and pulling his weapon. I mean, they don't want to say that. Somebody posted online, one of the left has been pushing a video, or a still picture rather, of a gun pointed from an ICE agent at this dude's head. And it's such a bad AI, one of the officers doesn't have a head. Like, they didn't even look at the picture. They pushed it out there because they got an AI image of an ICE agent pointing a gun at this dude's head. And the guy on the ground, the other ICE agent, there's no head. My God. I mean, if you're going to lie, at least try to be a better liar than that. I mean, the left let loose with AI is a scary thing, right? All politicians, really, but the left especially. To be able to use stuff like that. Oh. Oh, I got to go, folks. Hey, it's good to be back. I know it sounds still rough, but thanks for coming in. He pulled a gun like an idiot on us. I agree, Watchman. He did. He definitely pulled the gun. I mean, why would you do that unless you're intending to cause harm? You know. What about the National Guard, Walls? Why, he's trying to be this great leader, right? This great leader, strong leader, military. I'm calling in the National Guard. He's got them with donuts and coffee for the activists, the instigators. Wow, that's crazy. This guy is such a loser. He is a loser. Can you imagine being trying to? I mean, if you imagine trying to defend that guy, that's like that's like some lawyers, defense lawyers. They have to defend just a piece of trash, but it's money. Somebody's got to do it, so they take the case. And at some point, they're sitting at the table with their head bowed, like shaking their head, like even for money. I don't know if I should have done this. This is such an idiot, a loser that I'm defending here. That's the way it would be to try to defend Walls as your governor. It's a great governor. No, he's not. I know, Watchman. I know. All right, folks. Have a great day out there. We'll be back this evening as long as I have a voice. Got to keep our voices out there. Yes, Watchman. He definitely is that. All right, let's go. Let's get out of here with some music and put this song in your head for a day. Watchman said this song got stuck in his head the other day. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but have a great day. God bless America. Happy Monday. Be safe out there if you're getting on the roads in some areas. We pray that the people that lost power get it back. That's a sad deal. I know people that were out of fuel and not able to get anywhere, and they had electricity at least. And they were using their ovens for heat. Dangerous stuff. Y'all be careful out there if you're going to work or whatever you're doing today. We'll see you tonight. I'm Cornbread Man. We're out. If the music. Well, thank you for the follow on Podbean. God bless you. Appreciate you being here. We'll be back tonight with our Monday evening shows. Dave, my voice is a little bad, but we appreciate you being here. We'll see you tonight.